Biden's National Labor Relations Board has been very based lately, and they've ruled that Starbucks CEO must read his employees their union rights on video and send them apology letters for illegally withholding raises from union workers. Now, that's one of the many things they've been doing. They've been shutting down stores. They've been firing union organizers at Starbucks. We had Jazz on, who's a member of the Starbucks union a few weeks ago. Now, NLRB is like, not so fast. You have to reinstate these workers and you got to straight apologize. So NLRB is demanding Schultz records a video confessing his alleged violations of labor law and explaining the rights of the workers in front of union employees, a representative of the union, and a representative of Biden's NLRB. A recording of the video will need to be made available according to the complaint. And as part of its complaint, the NLRB is demanding that Schultz post a notice to Starbucks workers about their rights, and also that he read it into a camera personally. And I'm saying a lot of things again, and write them letters of apology. So a recording about their rights, look into the camera, Schultz, make it real. I just want like someone from Biden's NLRB to be like, do it again. I didn't believe that. That was so dry. Pep it up. That, and then individual apology letters for these actions. And like, this is so good. It's such a great development in the Starbucks union saga. It doesn't mean, the fight is over, but the fact that we've got like, this would never happen under Trump. The fact that we've got an NLRB that's like kind of, doing real shit is great. So my question, Ida, is which boss owes you an apology? Here we go. Hang on. Say you're sorry. That's what we want to know.
Man, I mean, who do I start with? I had a boss. I mean, I would say the boss that I had not that long ago. But you know what? I work for an organization that had he answered to a higher calling. So he wasn't really the person that was responsible for what was happening in terms of my wages, but he did cause a lot of mental stuff because he came in there every day complaining about Barack Obama. And it was, I think as a person of color who finally saw a reflection of themselves in the White House, something that I could say, oh, there's hope for someone, my son or whatever. It was just a constant beat down. But, I worked for so many people under so many horrible circumstances. And I never forget, because now that I'm in a different situation, I think about the people who, work at the malls. I worked retail, I worked at Foot Locker. I worked at the mall. I fried dough. I made tacos. Like I served. I worked at a lot of places. I was a bank teller, and bank tellers are people with money can treat you really shitty. Like, I've worked and I had so many jobs just to survive. And I will say that the minimum wage in this country really is a big part of why we stay where we stay in terms of the oppressed. You can't survive. And if you think that making a taco is beneath you or driving you around is beneath you, just think back to 2020 when you were calling those people essential, which people who you look down on for so long. Like I've developed a new policy that even if a server is shitty to me, I still give them at least 20%, because I don't know if you're having a shitty day because of what's happening to them at work or whatever it is. Like I give everybody the benefit of the doubt. And I just think that, people in this country are so underserved. So if I have to say which boss owes me an apology, I would honestly have to say that they all do. I've never worked in an environment that was fair to the people who work there. And I'm blessed that I got out, but there are people still working in these retail
But
stores.
even in comedy, there's some shit gatekeepers. You don't can't always name names, but there's like, shit club owners, there's shit like bookers, there's people who it's
You
and
know what? It is, but I feel privileged to be able
right,
to do what I love to do, which is why I didn't mention comedy, because comedy unto itself is horrible. We don't have a union like actors. We are
mhm,
the blue collar workers of the entertainment business. I have my male friends who have lesser of a following than I do, but because they're white men, will send me their quotes, and they will get offered 3 times more money than me to go work in the same exact place. And I have them. I have the receipts. I mean, I have good friends that'll be like, "Yeah, what did they offer you?" Nah, this is what they offered me.
right,
It's been horrible, but even in that, I still feel privileged. Like I
right.
feel like, who am I to be complaining when there's a woman showing up to make lunch for kids at school who's not getting, you know what I mean? Like
I know
it's
what
just
you mean. I mean, it is lucky to do what you do what I sometimes get to do, but getting on stage and making people laugh and having a good time, that is it's really fucking fun, and it is great. And but it's true, it could be the culture, it could be better. I know. So the person who owes me an apology, I was thinking AJ Plus, and I love all my AJ Plus people. I definitely have had like a million managers, and the dude who would come in hungover every single morning, and like one time I had like a work thing at my house, and he straight up, this is legit, I won't name names. He brought cocaine into my house. This was my boss. Brought
yeah,
coke into my place and started doing lines in my bedroom without telling me. I was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" I was so mad. This guy was such a slob, and he was my boss for a while, and I had to like, I was like, Man, I know you are making like 300K right now. Like, fuck you. How dare you do coke in my bedroom?" But also, then I worked at a restaurant in for like I'm a terrible server, but I worked at a restaurant, and they wouldn't let us taste the wine because I was like, I want to be able to describe the wine. We weren't allowed to taste it, so we just kind of like swigged it in the back. So I'm mad at them. But then also, when I was like, um, "Oh, I'm putting in my 2 weeks because I'm gonna quit. Like I can no longer do this job in 2 weeks." You can't put in 2 weeks at a fucking restaurant. Are you kidding me? You get fired immediately. So of
yeah,
course I was like, "Thank you." They were like, "Thank you. You can pick up your last check." And I was like, "Oh, I'm such an idiot. I needed these next 2 weeks of work." But I was such an idiot to be like, "I'm doing you the courtesy of telling you I can't work anymore." And they were like, "I'm doing you the courtesy of saying goodbye." Like,
yeah.
so
You were
fuck.
you were operating in integrity.
Yeah, exactly. And it was annoying because it was like this is like white guy and his like Oaxacan wife. It was called the Oaxacan Kitchen, and they were all like, "We're so amazing and we're like really liberal." You're like, "Yeah, you treat us servers like shit." What's going on, Frantifa? If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that button. And also, you can become a patron and support the show every single week. Get access to bonus episodes and exclusive merchandise. Patreon.com/bitchuation room. Do it.